G'day, mates. Another exciting episode of One Day of this podcast title. Tim joins me as always. We're not doing a recap this week, but we're covering UFC Greensboro. I think it starts Greensboro, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously Zombie versus Moicano. Yeah, decent event. Not particularly talent-packed card, but yeah, there's a few decent fights here. Yeah, some things I'm looking forward to. A lot of interest.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, so getting right into it. Andre Ewell versus Anderson Dos Santos. Ewell has no grappling game, so Santos is a very clear path to victory in that respect. But generally, I'm expecting quite a sort of 50-50 scrappy mess of a fight. Yeah, Anderson Dos Santos opening at plus 220, whatever it was. I got plus 240 on one account. It was nuts. But yeah, that's Ewell doesn't grapple. I'm not sure how the fuck they got that plus 240 line. Maybe they really like a win over an arm Barrow. But
yeah, pretty much. I hit. I think you and I actually like noticed this a long time ago. This line, and yeah, I'd gotten a lot on Anderson Dos Santos, kind of just with the purpose of arbitraging, you know. So I just arbed out fully actually over the last like day. So just to get like a free profit because he was minus 125 when I arbed Anderson Dos Santos yesterday. So it's kind of nice.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that sort of plus 100 price to get open up a bit wider in Australia so I can arb out similarly. I just think it's being free money at this point, whatever.
Yeah, because like I don't really know who's gonna win. You know, like I feel like it's just kind of a close fight. Like both guys have ways to win, so I'll just take the free like basically unit and a half win. You know.
Yeah, agreed. Like I'd give Anderson Dos Santos like 55% chance of winning, but you know, I don't feel like he's a lock or anything. I have no strong, huge conviction in him. Plus 240 was stupid, but yeah, I wouldn't touch either side of the current lines, so might as well just take the money.
Yeah, I decided to take the money. Like usually I actually don't arb all that often. Like I try like if I get a good line, I like to kind of just free roll for the most part. But on this one, it's like that's a huge arb. like I'll just take it, you know?
Yeah, great. Like I remember I did something similar with Hector Aldana back in the day against Staropoli. This is like last year. He gave up like plus 240 to evens in the end. And he ended up losing, but I just like, all right, fuck it. It's a low enough level fight. I'm happy to just take the profit, to be honest.
Yeah, same. For sure.
There's just too much volatility at this level. Like, you know, Ewell or Anderson Dos Santos can both come out looking like somebody completely different, so fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my rate, I feel like I'm confident in my rate, but like it's just like there's like 30% variance at that level of MMA. It's like, well, seriously, it's weird shit could happen.
I'll be eyeing fight doesn't go to decision too. I didn't get in on it early when it was plus 160. I had noticed it, but it was kind of limited at that point, so I didn't want to like touch the line yet, and then people hit it. So it's minus 135 now, and honestly, I don't think this is going to the cards, but I'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, I still think minus 130 is a great price for inside distance. Like really, if you look at Ewell's UFC fight so far, the Barrow fight going a distance was kind of lucky because it was like he knocked down Barrow badly in the first round, and he barely survived a deep submission.
Yeah,
and he just kind of stared at a gassed Barrow for 2 rounds. Where I feel like Anderson Dos Santos will just at least keep coming forward, unlike Barrow did.
Yeah. Funny, as we're talking, Anderson Dos Santos just became more of a favorite. So
good times.
At least on the books I'm looking at. But
minus 130, minus 140.
Yeah,
I think it's going a bit. It's just hard to trust. Like I feel like if I hadn't seen the plus 240 and it would like opened at this price, I probably would have like talked myself into a unit on Anderson Dos Santos, I guess.
Yeah.
But since I like pocketed a huge arm, I'm like, fuck it, whatever. I just can't be fucked.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. Like I get like a free like unit and a half type of win, and what like that's legit. You know, like I don't know. I'll just take that all day and just get to watch the fight and not have to worry about it. So, next fight, Duran win Eric Spicely. I think Duran win. It's like his third opponent in the last few weeks. So
I'm taking a blind shove at push on. I'm taking a blind shot at Spicely just because I haven't been particularly impressed by anything I've seen from Win on tape. And you can't take a debutant at minus 300 against UFC competition, especially when he's 5-0 and hasn't really beaten anybody that good. Like even that Lawler fight was quite scrappy and close for what it was.
Yeah.
And
Lawler's pretty tough though. Like, but I hear you.
I'm not saying Lawler was awful or anything. I'm just saying I'm not seeing much. I really dig into with him. Like he's an AKA product. He's got shit striking. He's got like strong but sort of basic striking because he's an AKA product. His wrestling is on point clearly. His height is kind of 5'5" is a bit too small for my likings at middleweight.
Yeah.
And like, would it really shock you if it just turned out he had his defensive striking didn't seem particularly good against Lawler. Spicely's had some TKOs lately, and Spicely could just outgrapple him as well. Because I've always felt that sort of pure wrestling archetype, the AKA archetype, struggles with guys who've got significantly better jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So I just Vidoc said dog or pass. Like I'm taking like units on Spicely because I just don't get that win line. Minus 300 is stupid.
Yeah, I'm passing. To be fair, I haven't taped Spicely's like grappling. I kind of want to tape it to kind of see how it might match up. We've only really seen Duran win on top against Lawler, and but I was a roommate with Duran Win actually on the cadet national team back in Missouri. So like I grew up.
How short was he back in the day?
What's up?
How short was he as a teenager?
Yeah. So I'm like, just to like give you kind of like a comparison, I'm about 6 feet, like 185, like around that. But I was a lot smaller back in the day. Like I was kind of smaller growing up, and I kind of had a little bit of a growth spurt later. And I was about 4 inches taller than him, and like 3 weight classes below him. So he he was really, really tiny even then. And I actually saw him like a year ago. And yeah, he's truly 5'5". Like every now and then I'll see him listed at like 5'7", and that's not true. He's really small. But he's not like fat either. He's just got like a very like stumpy build, if that makes sense. Like it's a really strange build. Like his like torso's huge. But anyway, just like about the fight, I think yeah, you can't bet Win here. He actually got outstruck by Lawler on the volume numbers. If you look at it,
he did. He barely threw.
I still thought Win won that fight because I thought he landed kind of heavier shots and had a little bit of top time, but it wasn't like a judge giving that to Lawler would have been justifiable. And Lawler outlanded him, so I didn't like the low volume. And on top, he just kind of seemed like he floated and didn't really know how to advance. So I just feel like his offense could be limited here because it's kind of either lay on top against a pretty good jiu-jitsu player, and then on the feet, he's kind of low volume a little bit. Like I could see him landing a big shot or something, but I just don't think you can play him here. He is a really good wrestler though. So if he just kind of like out wrestled Spicely and floated on top, I wouldn't be that surprised. But like a minus 300 is stupid, but I'll honestly probably just stay away personally, but I don't like look down upon a play at Spicely at all.
Yeah, I sort of agree. Tim just said he believed Darren Win minus 300 is stupid. He should be minus 900. So let's push him out there. Darren Win, short on height, tall on talent. No, it seems like a good guy. 5'5", it's like it's what 9-inch height difference.
He's a small dude. He's a really small dude.
And I understand. Obviously, he's yoked. Yeah, I'm not saying he's not tiny for the weight class and the convention in like the usual 5'5" sense. But striking is a thing.
Yeah, for sure. No, I totally agree. Like, I mean, there's going to be issues with that height against somebody who eventually can, stop takedowns a little bit and actually throws volume. He'll be in trouble.
And also, I felt like that Lawler fight kind of turned on like that round one. Like Lawler gets like a big cut. I think from then on, like, Lawler kind of keeps like losing points because of his cut. Yeah, sometimes judges like judge blood.
Yeah.
Like that was a very close. I had it like 29-28 win, but it was very close in my opinion.
It was like a subjectivity fight. I thought like you could have gone either way. I tended to I usually score damage a bit more, and I thought Win kind of probably won in that criteria. But yeah, like I totally would have, like if you were on Win there, you probably were sweating a little bit.
I think I had Lawler like plus 300, so I was fairly happy with that win. But like I've seen a bunch of people just say like Win dominated Lawler, and no, he did not.
No, I thought he won, but it was a little close for comfort. Like if some of his power strikes wouldn't have landed, he probably would have got outvolumed, and he got out. He I think he lost the strike battle like by 20. Like it was actually pretty like clear.
He barely did anything.
Yeah,
he barely did anything. It was amazing.
Yeah.
All right, Lipsky, McCann. I'm just gonna fade McCann here. I just look at the odds. I'm like, McCann might. I don't want to play McCann at those odds because McCann is a can, and Lipsky is just how you can't really get behind her after that Calderwood fight. So just pass in my opinion. Fuck this.
Yeah, I'm passing too. We don't need to talk about this fight.
Crowder versus Rosenstruik. I think there's actually some value on Crowder. I don't think it's a huge amount. Like, I took a stab at Crowder's submission at plus 1800, which is just
stupid.
Crowder has 3 career submissions. Crowder against Hardy, what did he do? He immediately came out and he shot. So at least he understands where his like position is in the circle of life.
Yeah, he did that in the Contender Series fight a lot too. His Contender Series fight. I think Crowder's a live dog here. I'm kind of deciding like his line. I don't think is going to get much like worse. You know, I'm still kind of deciding whether or not to play him, because even on the feet, Rosenstruik just kind of will be passive and not throw that much all that often. And Crowder, he's kind of like, it's like if he doesn't get knocked out, he'll probably be winning the rounds, you know? But I mean, obviously a KO for Rosenstruik is a huge path to victory for him. But he'll just kind of like, even Junior Albini was kind of outstriking him throughout that first round, and then he got on top. But I do think Crowder is a little unreliable in top position, where he'll kind of just lose position for no reason, you know? So it's kind of a weird fight, but Rosenstruik at minus 230 just seems kind of dumb, you know? But
I've seen people like parlaying Rosenstruik, and I'm like, why? I've seen people parlaying Rosenstruik and win, and that's just double why. Like, Rosenstruik could be okay. I just do like about Crowder. Against Hardy, he didn't fuck around with striking too much. He just fucking shot. That's the sort of reflex I want to see.
Yeah, and he'll do things on the feet that are like not all that dumb. Like he'll kind of just like he'll kind of just spam kicks out there or something, you know, where he's actually like doing shit. But not putting himself into too much danger. Like I do think he'll probably get KO'd at some point, just to be honest. But like I think that's the most likely outcome here, to be real. But at minus 230, like you got to play the odds. And what is that, like 70%? I just feel like that's kind of off. Because Rosenstruik really doesn't do anything. Like if he's not knocking you out, he's kind of losing the fight. But yeah. I think Crowder's submission at plus 1800 or something was a steal of a line. But yeah, that's kind of the way I see the fight.
I'm also like medium on fight start round 2 at like minus 140. Rosenstruik's not like a very urgent striker. And I could say Crowder just taking him down for a round, to be honest. Like, Crowder against Hardy, he did the right things.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, Crowder could definitely do like Albini did, kind of slow down in round 2 and get caught by something big, definitely. But I do feel like minus 140 to start round 2 is crazy. Hardy
actually kind of attacks you too, where Rosenstruik doesn't really do that. Like he'll have pockets of aggression, but not really. He'll kind of just like sit back and counter, and like I've seen him just give up rounds by doing that too, you know? So I could see just Crowder surviving because of that too. And Rosenstruik seems like kind of tough, and Crowder isn't like all that dynamic of a finisher. So yeah, like I think that's minus 140 fight starts round 2 is a pretty good line.
even the go distance. I just look at all the overs here. It kind of appeal to me because I just feel like Rosenstrick's not hugely urgent, and Crowder seems intelligent enough not to do dumb shit. Like he's not like an elite fight IQ guy, but at least he's not trying to swing with Greg Hardy.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I've got go the distance in Australian book at the moment, plus 360, which is crazy to me.
Yeah, I could see that. Like I could totally see that. Yeah, because Rosenstrick just isn't like he's not going to sub Crowder. He's not. Yeah, he's sometimes just a little passive for my liking, and then Crowder, like you said, he'll just kind of like not do dumb shit. And even on top, I feel like he could finish Rosenstrick, but I don't think that's like an auto finish at all. Because even on his Contender Series fight, he was like kind of having trouble putting the guy away. But yeah, like I might take a shot at Crowder. Haven't really decided.
Yeah, that's fair. I haven't actually taken a shot at his ML, but I like submission line. I enjoy my submission long shots. It's one of my big
No, I like that line. So
Pena versus Wyman. I am heading via inside distance here small, just because I feel like inside the distance is the correct play, and the guy's been off for 5 years.
Yeah, I haven't thought about that. That makes sense.
Has Matt Wyman missed the entire Conor McGregor career? Fairly sure he has.
Yeah, I think his last fight, I remember Wyman back in the day, and I just like taped his last few fights and kind of to get more familiar with him. He actually isn't like that bad of a grappler, and he's kind of tough. But like 5 years, it's a long time with like stringent drug testing now too. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to really know exactly what's going to happen because I think most likely scenarios, Wyman comes back not looking all that good. And Pena is like a guy who goes for the finish. So, yeah, like I totally understand that play.
Yeah, I'm not going huge on anything, but I just feel like it makes sense.
Yeah.
Fun fact, Paige Van Zandt debuted in the UFC on Wyman's last fight card.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the names, seeing anybody like major.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up.
Josh Copeland was in the UFC. Did not know that.
His last loss was to TJ Grant. I remember that fight.
What, Josh Copeland? Jesus.
Oh, no.
That would be the fight. I would have.
Matt Wyman.
Yeah, with TJ Grant. When did TJ Grant fall out of the UFC? Jesus. That's been like 4 or 5 years, hasn't it?
TJ Grant, because he was going to get the title shot.
Yeah, because
he knocked out Maynard May 25th, 2013. So over 6 years ago. Crazy.
Yeah, he looked great though. You know, TJ Grant's was one of those like what ifs, I guess. All right, yeah. So it's more in the ITD. Pena, I think submits or KOs Wyman because he's been off forever.
Yeah.
I gave us Aguilar. I think I'm agreeing with you. Aguilar should just have to take down the fence, and I think Ige is honestly worse than Glenn and Barzola. Yeah, and you know, Aguilar beat Buzz. I was on Barzola against Aguilar. Aguilar beat him. It was a close fight, but I don't think Ige is on that level. So pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I don't think this is like a lock by any means, but I think Aguilar should just be a little heavier of a favorite. And I think like Ige kind of just needs to either get like a quick submission, which is possible, but I don't think it's likely because I think Aguilar's bottom game's actually better than Ige's bottom game. Like if you've seen Ige like on his back, he's really bad. And that's kind of like one thing I think that will happen here that maybe people are not paying attention to is if Aguilar gets on top, I actually think he'll do damage because I like Aguilar's like guard passing game. But that's just kind of like a random thing that people probably haven't really looked at in this fight because they're just kind of paying attention to the sprawl and brawl of Aguilar. But yeah, and then even if Ige gets on top, I think Ige, usually when Aguilar gets laid on, if he's in bottom position, because it's happened like for stretches in a couple of like past fights, but I do think he's really improved, is Aguilar will get laid on if you just lay in his guard, you know, and don't try to advance position. But Ige is in a position advancer. So I think that will give Aguilar scrambling opportunities. And anytime you try to advance position on Aguilar, that's whenever he can get back up. And Ige postures up a lot too. And that's usually whenever someone can dig that underhook like Aguilar usually does to get up. So I think even if like Ige does get takedowns, I think Aguilar will be fine. Like I just don't think Ige is that good of a grappler as people are claiming, kind of like you said.
Yeah, people just tend to wiki cap submission skills a lot of the time, that they contextualize things or see like lucky subs kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying Ige's bad, but I just don't think he's pretty good. Yeah, and Ige's gas tank's an issue. I think Aguilar's probably the bigger guy in there. He's looked fairly solid, fairly sizable featherweight. And I've never been that encouraged by Ige, I guess. Yoda versus Kondo. Any opinions?
I'm not going to play this. I'm not going to play it, but just maybe for fun. I do think Kondo's going to win, like because she actually moves forward and throws like double the strikes. She throws a lot more. So I almost thought about like just playing Kondo for like an arithmetic fight, but Kondo, like, I don't know. I really haven't seen her on the floor because I didn't feel like deep taping this fight just because it's kind of like a classic unskilled women's MMA fight where anything can happen, So yeah, like I probably just will stay away from this fight. I'll make a prediction. Just say Kondo's gonna win, but I'm not gonna play it.
I was on Yoda and her domination of Amanda Cooper.
Wasn't that like a split decision or something?
That was honestly one of the worst decisions of the last like 5 years. I was on Yoda and Yoda lost that fight. There was a better argument for Cooper 30-27 than for Yoda 29-28, to be honest.
Yeah.
It was an awful decision. Like, in terms of like decisions I've won, I put it up there with like Mirage Means. Like, what the fuck? I do not understand. That was just an awful decision. Neither of these people are very good. I'm going to try to ignore this fight and pretend this fight isn't happening.
Yeah, I probably won't watch this fight.
Instead, we have Alessio Di Chirico versus Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland's always good for entertainment.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to hit anybody over plus 200 against Holland because Holland is an idiot.
Yeah, it's pretty much that. It's like Holland is better and should like probably win, but is he gonna win type of thing? Because he's just kind of a moron. I could see him like winning the striking battle for the first half of a round and then jumping for a flying triangle and then just like giving up bottom position for the later half of the round and losing the round. So
I could see a self slam KO. I could see Holland do anything. There was no limit to what Holland could do.
I do think is it Di Chirico?
Yeah,
I'll just call him Alessio. I think Alessio, the one thing that does concern me about him is I do think like Holland's a much better striker, and especially I feel like Alessio does slow down on the feet a little bit, where his punches aren't as effective and his strikes aren't as effective, and I do think Holland could kind of like pick him apart there if he is smart. But I do just like I do think Alessio is like pretty decent at the same time, and Holland's an idiot. So I totally understand an underdog play on Alessio, and there's no way you can play Holland here. So it's kind of a dog or pass fight, in my opinion. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. No like huge opinions about this fight.
I'm sure we pissed somebody off with an elite win plus Jezino plus Holland parlay right now. But pretty much agreed. Like I'm taking a small stab on Di Chirico because this is all fight I enjoy betting on. But
yeah, I get it.
Yeah, Chirico is a very similar level of fighter to Gerald Meerschaert. Probably better striker, not quite as good grappling, and I think like he can just create a 50-50 fight with Holland because Holland probably a 50-50 fight with anybody.
Alessio fights pretty smart too. Like he's smart. He fought smart against Marquez.
I was not a fan of that decision, to be honest. Like, he fought smart, but I felt like Marquez beat him.
Oh yeah, I thought Marquez was like the better fighter going forward in that fight, but I still thought it ended up being kind of close because Alessio made it close, you know?
Yeah, he definitely did. He did the right thing. He's like, not killing his
Yeah.
fight IQ. I just felt that decision was off.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was off too. It was a close fight, but I thought Marquez had won. But yeah, like, I think this is just kind of like Dogger Pass. It's kind of like I might go. It's like Crowder and Alessio. I might just go small on both of them, but haven't really decided, or I might just stay away altogether. You know, either way, I won't go big. But
even over and unders, who knows? Because Kevin Holland will just decide whether he feels like finishing or not on a round-to-round basis. Like I had the unders in him versus who did he fight? John Phillips.
oh my
He
god,
spent like 13 minutes before he decided, oh yeah, fuck, I'm bored. I'm gonna tap John Phillips in 10 seconds. And I was just like, fuck you.
his submission line opened at like plus 750 on that, and I played it thinking it was like should have been minus 150.
Yeah, I did think I did the same thing, and he spent like 12 minutes doing anything but submitting John Phillips.
And then he just decided the like 1 minute he decided to go for the submission in round 3, he got it immediately, and it was like, dude, why'd you make me sweat this out?
Kevin, I think I had the under 2.5. I think I was pissed.
Oh yeah, I had only the sub, but he made me sweat. I mean, it wasn't like a huge risk because it was plus 700, but I was like, why the fuck aren't you doing this earlier?
I wish all the best for Kevin Holland because he's entertaining as fuck, but you can't predict his fights, honestly, at all.
Yeah.
Again, Kevin Holland versus Michael Pereira. I'm down for that.
That would be a lot of fun.
Like, why is Kevin Holland being wasted on Alessio Di Chirico? It's just so much random meme crap you can throw at him.
Yeah, he's fun. I like Holland. He just needs to have better game planning, I feel. But I mean, at the same time, if he had game planning, he wouldn't be fun. So maybe he should just stick to what he's doing.
Yeah, because honestly, if Holland's game, he gave it, Holland's athleticism, grappling, all that sort of stuff, he gave it to somebody who had an actual game plan. He could be he could be ranked middleweight, definitely.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, yeah, he lost to Santos, but even Santos is getting in problems, and like, yeah, there's more fun fights for Kevin. Even like something like a Manson Holland would be hilariously fun.
Oh, that would be hilarious. That'd be a good one for sure.
Maybe
next
like
fight.
Anderson Silva versus Kevin Holland. That'd be great.
Yeah, because I feel like there'd be just kind of showboating, and Holland wouldn't just like try to kill him, you know?
Holland stands against elder abuse. Andrea Lee versus Montana De La Rosa. I feel like Andrea Lee is just kind of the better version of Montana De La Rosa and should just kind of beat her fairly easily.
Yeah, I think the line's justified. Like, I think Lee should be favored. Like if you really like, I feel like Montana De La Rosa is a little. I played her in her last fight by submission, I think, and against Kassem, but she's fought 2 of the worst female fighters in that division. It was Kassem, and then didn't she fight? Who was it? Ostovich in a row. So I feel like she's a little overrated. Like if you really dig into her fights and watch her fight versus Nico Montano on The Ultimate Fighter, and I think Nico Montano's I would put Lee and Montano in similar tiers, you know? And Lee might even be better. I'd have to tape, but just kind of off the top of my head. And if Montana De La Rosa can't just get the easy takedowns where she's kind of just controlling you at all times, her striking kind of goes to shit. And she got really beat up in that Nico Montano fight. Like it was bad. I think Lee, a play on her whenever she was near even money was a really good play. But now I think it's kind of the line's kind of where it should be. I could see like a late surge on De La Rosa because people think her like grappling's really good. And I've seen Lee on her back at times, so I could maybe see that path for De La Rosa happening. Like she could maybe edge some type of decision in like a sloppy fight, but overall, I think Lee should probably win. But I wouldn't play her at minus 220 though.
Yeah, I'd agree, but I just feel like Lee is like the more athletic, more juiced,
better striker,
older, more experienced version of the same archetype.
Yeah,
I just think, where does Montana De La Rosa really beat her?
I think the only way she can beat her is if she uses wrestling with like top position, and Lee kind of just can't get up. I think that's the only way she really wins. She's not the better striker, and if Lee kind of gets on top, I think it could be bad too. But yeah, like Lee's pretty good. um, I was pretty impressed with her in her last fight, even though Ashley Evans Smith isn't all that great. I thought Lee looked good in that fight.
Yeah, definitely agreed. Barberena versus Brown. I cannot bet on Randy. Oh, I'm betting small on Randy Brown, despite the fact that when I close my eyes, you know what I say?
Yeah, I think Barberena should win, but line might be getting too wide.
Yeah, like Barberena's minus 140. I was all on the Barberena train, but still, Barberena is a wild man. He just came off a massive knockout. It was like 3 or 4 months ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was in February. Like I think the one thing about Brown is I feel like he kind of has to get his kicks going on the feet, and sometimes he's susceptible for someone getting on the inside and landing punches, and I think that's where Barberena can kind of go to work. But yeah, like I think Barberena should win. His output's pretty crazy, but I wouldn't be betting him at minus 265 either. So there's a lot of like dogger passes on this card. It's like I wouldn't want to put any of these favorites in a parlay leg. Like I would not want Win in one. I would not want even Lipsky. I wouldn't even want in one. Wouldn't want Holland. Wouldn't want Barberena either. You know.
Yeah, well, if I gotten Barberena at minus 140, I'd be very happy. But
yeah, agreed.
Nah.
Yeah, it's a little too wide.
I'd like to go distance here. Because like, Brown's usually pretty durable. I don't think Brown's a terrible fighter.
No. I don't think so either.
He got memed by Price.
Oh my god.
That's the greatest knockout in UFC history, in my opinion.
Dude, I was on Brown in that fight, and people were like talking.
Max bet Brown.
Oh, were you? Yeah. People were like talking shit to me after. And I'm like, dude, I just didn't respond.
KO in UFC history in terms of just like pure unexpected.
Yeah, like I usually try to not to engage in like discourse when people are talking like too much shit. Like if like someone's disagreeing with me on like a technical aspect or something, or you know, then I'll kind of engage and they're not being like a dick. But people are like talking shit, like Nico Price just finds a way to win. I'm like, dude, so did Brian Ortega, and then eventually like the meme didn't happen and he got destroyed. So like,
like Maine's Price, okay. Yeah, I mean, knocking somebody out in the feet with a wild hook, sure.
Yeah,
side control bottom hammer fist knockout is just what the fuck. Nobody predicted that shit.
I still think Means wins that fight like 8 out of 10 times. It just and like he kind of hit his win condition. This wasn't even a win condition. Like this was just like ridiculous. It was like a lightning striking.
Like if somebody just told me Price knocked Means out cold, in a wild hook fest, I'd be like, all right, I understand that. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If somebody told me that Randy Brown got knocked out from the fucking bottom of ground and pound,
yeah, it was ridiculous.
That knockout is the best knockout of last year.
Oh my god, I was so mad, and it's hilarious. Like I don't like dislike Nico or anything, but he was like talking shit after the knockout as if he planned to do that. It's like, dude. Oh man, that was hilarious. But Nico's kind of become like fun in MMA betting. He's almost like a Paul Craig, where like just ridiculous kind of random occurrences are happening.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's just meme shit. I'm down for Nico Price. He's amusing.
Yeah.
I got Nico about the same time you got on minus 140. I think he should win. Something's telling me like take a small stab at Font inside the distance, like a plus 700.
Yeah, I got him at minus 145, Lineker, and I don't know. Like I personally think Font's just gonna get destroyed. Like I've never seen him deal well with pressure, and just because Sandhagen kind of had success against Lineker, I don't think that means Font can. Like Font's just kind of a jab.
I just think Lineker's looking a bit more slow and a bit less durable than he has previously. Like, yeah, obviously slow matchups part of it, but I do think there's a physical decline there. It's not steep yet, but with a guy like Lineker, you'll know when it happens.
Yeah, I actually disagree. Like, I haven't seen any, because a lot of people are saying that, so maybe I'm just not seeing something, because it's like you and then other people who I think are good have said that, but I just didn't see it. I could be wrong, but I was looking at his fights and his like output hasn't gone down, and I feel like I've never really seen him hurt. I like the times he lost, TJ Dillashaw just hit like 3 super duck takedowns and just kind of laid on top of him because he's a better wrestler, and that's not going to happen here. And then I don't know, and then Sandhagen's just like better than Font and can fight that going backward style better. So I don't know. Like I don't know if
Font to dog odds
what,
against Sandhagen.
What's up?
I would max bet Font against Sandhagen easily.
Well, I'm not saying
Font.
I'm not saying Font can't beat Sandhagen. I'm just saying like it's a stylistic thing. It's almost like a Joanna, Andrade, and Rose type of situation where it's like the styles match up differently. Because I mean, Font, the only other time he was pressured was by Munoz, and he was getting chewed up.
I was on Munoz again. I haven't rewatched that fight recently, but I was on Munoz against Font. I remember feeling like I got lucky.
No, so what happened was Font
a massive hook. I remember that. They got the club and stuff.
Font took the lead and was moving forward, and he was landing well and doing well, and then Munoz is just kind of eating shots because he kind of just walks into shots anyway. Munoz, that's just kind of how he fights. So he had like 2 minutes of success, and then once Munoz started pressuring him and throwing those leg kicks, which Lineker kind of throws a little bit too, like he'll throw some leg kicks and then kind of wing hooks. He started pressuring him, and then Font just got destroyed, and then he ended up getting club and sub. But like I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Like I feel pretty confident Lineker's just going to kind of dominate, but
I bought some minus 140. I'm probably gonna hedge it off. I don't know. I've just got a weird feeling.
Yeah, I mean, why. Fair enough. That's fine. I'm just gonna play my minus 5, but
definitely justified play. Yeah, you got the first match is fairly clear. I'm just hesitant with Lineker because I feel like at some point it has to stop.
Yeah, he's actually like pretty young though. I don't know. Like I feel like he's just the same guy in every fight. It's just like a matter of adapting to his style. But yeah, like I like Font. I played him against Sergio Pettis, but Sergio Pettis is not John Lineker. So I don't know.
You sure? They're very similar fighters.
But yeah, like I'm just gonna ride with Lineker for now. I don't think playing him at minus 225 is like a great play where he's at now, but it just is what it is. Moicano and Curry and Zombie final fight. This will be a fun fight. This is a good main event.
I'm honestly expecting a fairly tepid Moicano decision, to be honest. Like Moicano seems very willing to just do what he has to do to win.
Yeah.
It's a great quality of the fighter, obviously, but just Moicano just seems like if he's got a winning strategy, he won't like fuck with it.
Yeah, like I think it's just kind of I think if Moicano's chin doesn't get hit, he probably wins. That's kind of the way I see this fight. Because he can probably just land leg kicks. Like I mean, if you can outfight the way he did against Cater and just be throwing leg kicks and kind of stinging him, I feel like he could do that to Korean Zombie. I haven't taped this fight yet. I'm going to. I just didn't get to it. Like I know both guys, obviously, but I remember like Korean Zombie is kind of susceptible to kicks, I feel, right?
Yeah, he's very susceptible. I picked Yair over him due to that, which was exactly how I saw that going.
You called the last second KO.
Look, I never thought it was ever panicked about my bet. That's probably the great betting moment. I was in the score when it happened. People just lost their shit.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah, just a complete inversion of all these KZ bettors. Like, oh fuck, easy money and bang, dead.
I think I made a small play. Like I wasn't big on the fight. I think I made a small play on Yair KO because it was plus 240, and I thought that was kind of off. So it won me some cash, but I was like, holy shit. But yeah.
I think I had the exact same play, to be honest. So I think it was like 0.6 units on Yair KO because I was like, I feel like KZ's open to get kicked very hard in the face.
Yeah. The boxing kind of just gave Yair issues, like the pressure in the boxing. But
and that still was a close fight. Like it was what? Dude, I had it like 3-2 Zombie. Well, if he didn't get knocked out.
yeah, I would have had Zombie winning 3-2. Like I thought he would have won, but then he died.
But yeah, it wasn't like I didn't feel like Yair got dominated.
No, I don't think he got dominated. I think he like had some of his rounds, and then Zombie kind of had more consistent. I feel like Zombie won his rounds more clearly, if that makes sense. But I still feel like Yair got a couple rounds in there. But I don't know, like this fight. I think Moicano should win and should probably just like land a lot of leg kicks and just stick to a game plan. But his chin does kind of scare me a little bit because like I don't know. Aldo took him out. Ortega was hurting him at times. So, yeah. I really think if Moicano doesn't get KO'd, he wins. So that's kind of the way I see this fight.
I mean, Moicano never dropped against Aldo. Yeah, he just got caught, and Aldo just kept swarming, and Aldo was very good at that.
True. Yeah.
And yeah, I actually really like the overs here. To be honest, overs go the distance. That's all plays. I don't see why it's like it's over 2.5. Looks like it's gonna be minus 110, which is weird to me.
Yeah,
I feel like
I got fight starts round 3 at minus 128, and it's
that's crazy.
It's minus 155 now, and I still even think that's probably a decent play.
Yeah, agreed.
But yeah, like I'll probably roll with that minus 128, and just, like I got like I don't know, like a unit on it or something. So, yeah, I could see this just being a thing where like Moicano's using a game plan, and it kind of just plays out for a while.
I'd try to go to distance at like evens pretty much, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I think it really comes down to whether Zombie catches him or if Moicano can just do enough damage, it just kind of happens.
Yeah.
Like Moicano just doesn't seem to be he doesn't seem to be wired to chase finishes, which I like about him, but on the other hand means that probably the over's for a good shot.
What do you think about Moicano TKO at plus 290?
Nah, that's terrible.
You don't think so?
Plus 290, yeah. Zombie is very, very durable. Moicano has shown a strong inclination towards going for subs.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing. Is he'll like that submission could be as likely as a KO. That's kind of the main reason I think it's a little scary. But
yeah, I could easily see Moicano just decide to go for a rear naked choke at the last second, then you fucked. Like I know a bunch of guys who are on a Moicano KO over Swanson.
I was. It was like plus 800 though. So
yeah, it was a better play. And even like it seemed like a Swanson finish. Like that kind of plays into my opinion where Moicano's not really looking to finish.
Yeah,
Moicano was as surprised as anybody else that Swanson went down.
It was a jab. It was off a jab. I remember. I played it just because I thought Moicano was a better striker, and it was like plus 800. Why the fuck not? And then he ended up just going for the submission. That pissed me off because I thought he kind of had the KO if he would have just went for punches instead of submission. But
also I think it's even against Swanson he was just kind of playing the outside pretty quietly. Then he just like, oh, Swanson fell over to my jab. I'll take this.
Yeah,
he's never really forced finishes in the UFC, I guess. Like even against Cater. Cater was on one leg for the third round.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. He's kind of like lacks that. Like I feel like he's just a smart fighter and likes to stick to a game plan, which is fine, And he's just not always going to the finish. If he was in the Contender Series, he definitely wouldn't get a contract.
I haven't seen. When was the last time he shot for a double leg?
What's up?
When was the last time Moicano shot for a double leg?
Oh, true. Like I was just meaning he wouldn't go for the finish, so Dana would be pissed. But yeah, I guess he doesn't go for a double leg, and he does strike, so maybe he'd be okay. I couldn't believe that shit with Dana on the Contender Series. That was fucking stupid. But yeah, like I don't know. Overall, I'm just kind of free rolling my Lineker play. I'm hedging out of the Dos Santos play or just arbitraging out. I got Aguilar at a good line, like minus 120, minus 125 range. I could see that minus 150 line of Aguilar improving. So I think if people want to play Aguilar, they should wait it out. And then, yeah, then I think I might throw some spots on a couple underdogs, but mostly like I'm just gonna kind of have those. Like I just happen to get good lines this week, you know?
Yeah. What's probably your most favorite player? I'm guessing Aguilar. I'd probably say Zombie Moicano over 2.5. Or
Yeah, I
assuming
was
over 2.5 is minus 110, which I think it will be.
yeah, I would say Aguilar like at kind of the line I had got him type of thing. You know, like minus 120, minus 125. Because it's minus 150 now and minus 160 in other books, so it has kind of gotten worse. Like I cap him around like minus 200 here. So um you know, like so it just kind of depends on the odds, obviously. But yeah, like I think the overs could be a good spot for Moicano, Zombie as well. I see what you mean on those.
Yeah, Zombie's very flat-footed. So I can't really. It's possible to eclipse Moicano, but I just feel like we just see Moicano kind of rerunning the Stevens or the Kaito game plan.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
There's a lot of like favorites in that like minus 250 to 300 range where it's like I get that they should be favored, but do you really want to play those? Like Win minus 300, Lipsky minus 280, Rosenstruck minus 230, um, minus 265 for Barbarena. They just feel like a little bit of trap fights, you know?
even Moicano to me, honestly, I'm not enthusiastic to play at minus 200.
No, I wouldn't play him either at that line.
Like my lane here is I feel like I might enter on Korean Zombie after like round 3, round 4. Like I feel like you probably get like plus 700, plus 800, and might be worth it there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hard to predict that sort of ahead of time.
If Suri Kondo becomes minus or plus 120, I might play her because I honestly just think it's going to be her throwing more. But it's kind of like I know you're not interested in that fight, but she just walks forward and actually throws shit where Yoder's kind of like doesn't.
Actually, Yoda versus Amanda Cooper was the most one-sided beating I've ever seen.
like
How
I
can you
guess
doubt the author of that shutout?
yeah, I mean Yoder might be able to get her like ground game going. She gets like her back take. I don't fucking know. It's women's MMA. She might just get hit with punches for 3 rounds and never shoot for a takedown. Like it's a wide variance type of fight, but I just feel like Kondo throws 8 strikes per minute. Yoder throws 3. Like I don't know. I might do like an untracked fun play on Kondo just to fuck around, so it'll be funny. But I usually don't do that. But you know, maybe I might throw like I don't know, $100 on Kondo just for fun.
Yeah, I feel like it's been a while since we saw the last like real meme women's MMA outcome.
It's due, right?
I know something has to happen. Like we've got three women's MMA fights in this card, or 4? 1, 2,
3.
3. Yeah, we're due for. There's gonna be something stupid happening in this card in the women's MMA side.
Yeah, Kondo's going to be winning the striking for a round and a half, and then she's going to get guard subbed. Is that pretty much what's going to happen?
I was thinking Lipsky gets triangled by Molly McCann, but I also told that.
Oh man, that'd be hilarious.
Like I remember that. Women's the finale, the TUF finale with Modafferi versus Montano.
Yeah,
There were more armbars on that card than the rest of UFC history. Like the rest, like is the most armbars in a single card ever.
Yeah,
and the most guard subs.
Yeah, it was ridiculous, but all right, I actually do have to roll though. But yeah, like that's pretty much like I see a few spots on this card, but nothing like huge, you know.
Yeah, it's an okay betting card. It's not awful, but yeah, it's just a card.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, catch you next week. Thanks
Yeah.
for listening.
Awesome. See you, Gugabe.
Yeah, have a good one.